First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rikah Kwadash, and double honors to those green millstone, while learned his truth, and also to those elect that scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great, powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type of day lesson is the coming days. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start the day lesson, I got a quick Google search. I typed in, said, will humans become a walking device? So this is what the feedback that I gotten of this right here. It says, while the ideal of human becoming fully integrated with technology, effectively becoming a walking device is a concept often explored in science fiction, said the current reality and near-term future of microchip implants are more nuanced. It says here's a breakdown of the current state of fair of the future possibility, which in fact we already know that this is coming a reality very soon, that grain of rice in the coming days. So let's get a little bit more. Here's a current reality. It says microchip implants exist and are being used in humans, primarily for a purpose like identification, access control, so unlocking doors and making payments and many other feature. It says companies have offered microchip implants to employees for workplace convenience, such as accessing buildings or paying for cafeteria items. He said in some regions like Sweden, said the voluntary adoption of microchip implants for everyday tasks like public transportation payments is growing. So we know that it already has started in Sweden. Also, everything pretty much started out of China. This digital society, they constantly rolling out right before your eyes, even though we know what's happening around us right now, and these current events about what's taking place, about these deportation, these ICE patrol, this big, beautiful bill, all these things gonna tie in to what's getting ready to come upon us. So this is what it's all about right here in the coming days. So we're very close to this becoming a reality. It's called the hour of temptation, the hour of testing. These things are coming upon us left and right. You will not be able to buy or sell. You pretty much won't be able to do anything in society if you not have this under your skin. They're already enticing. They're already telling you it's very convenient. It's very safe. But a lot of people, all you have to do is wave your hand. So it's already predictive programming, getting you primed up for this grain of rice, which in fact is the mark of the beast. So now let's get a little bit more. It says in some region like Sweden, said the voluntary adoption of microchip implants for everyday tasks like public transportation payments is growing. So we see that's growing in Sweden, also in China, the UK, different parts of the world. Also, we know that this is going to eventually come to America, this new digital infrastructure, this new digital system, a new way of doing things. Also, it's going to replace the fiat currency. It's going to replace the petrodollar. You know what I'm saying? So the idea about it is that everything's getting ready to go digital, programmable, also implantable. So we're seeing that it says the Neuralink is a company founded by Elon Musk, said has successfully implanted a chip in a human brain aimed at recording and transmitting brain signals to control external device with thoughts. It says here future possibilities and speculation. So we already know about, they already had these human trials with this Neuralink. You know what I'm saying? What about this dealing with this brain interface computer chip, make you walk again. You be able to see again. A lot of different things like that, make you smarter, make you run fast. These what they call lying wonders, counterfeit, wonders, that they're going to put in place. And a lot of people are going to get enticed by this technology, because they don't feel like it's a new way, think that it's trending. But this is the mark of the beast. It's something that the Lord said, do not take, don't have anything to do with. Trust and believe in your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So it says here, human argumentation is a quickly developing field with the potential to significantly change human capabilities. Transhumanism promotes using technology to move humanity towards a state beyond current human limitation, including technological enhancements. Brain-computer interface could enable thought control device and potentially enhance cognitive ability. So right here, this is where we at right now. So they already have this technology already into play. They said by the end of the year, he's gonna have at least 1,000 volunteers to take this device. So they slowly bringing it into play. This is the main goal is total control. Tracking and tagging, surveillance. It says here, the Internet of Bodies is a emerging concept where implanted or wearable devices communicate with each other and external system, potentially transforming how technology is used and leading to highly personalized data collection. So this is where we at right now. So when they go into that transhumanism, they're going to try to mass man and machine together. So it's already taking place right before our eyes with this Neuralink. Also a different other brain computer interface that they're using, to work you into the internet of body of things, to make you that walking device where they can, send a signal or frequency out to you, and whereby you'll become a walking device like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So all this type of things coming into play, where it would be, it's saying they have these wearable devices, but this one is going to be under your skin. Also, your money is going to be under your skin. They're getting ready to do away with this fiat currency. It's going to be obsolete. So we're right at the end of the dollar. Also, a great economic collapse. In the middle of the Lord, we constantly warn you about these things, the coming days. So there's a lot of these things that's happening. It's ethical and concerns and obstacles. It says here, it said privacy and data security are significant concerns as implanted chips could enable continuous tracking and unauthorized access to sensitive personal information. So that's where we at right now. This total control, tracking, surveillance, unauthorized. This man wants to be like the Most High. He have a God complex, but the Lord is getting ready to cut him off. It said potential misuse by employers or governments for surveillance purposes. Exactly what they're getting ready to do. And when you get around to look up, Big Brother is watching, or behold the pale horse. It'll give you more information, or it's going to get more detail. It says here, as well as the risk of hacking or causing causes for worry. It says here that the long-term health effect of implanted microchips are not yet fully understood, and there are concerns about potential adverse reactions. So we already know when you go to, I think it Revelation chapter 16, I think around 2, it said they would get a grievous sore from taking this implanted microchip. So these things are very real. It's coming a reality. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. So we know that these things are fast approach. A lot of people are still not believing. A lot of people are relaxing in their leaves right now, even though it's the 4th of July. And a lot of people right now in the house of mirth, drinking and being married. All this ain't going to happen. That's going to be for, I'm not going to be living. But guess what is happening right before your eyes? It says here, ethical consideration regarding bodily integrity, autonomy. He said, and potential social inequities that could arise from human augmentation technologies need to be addressed. So, that's all we're going to get out of this. But we seeing right now that it's on the rise. A lot of people are getting ready to line up and take this, this grain of rice. These things are happening right before our eyes. Just like that. When these things come to pass, and they are going to come to pass, then they shall know that a prophet was among them. Let's get this last little part right here, this conclusion. Say, in conclusion, say, while the complete transformation of humans into walking device with microchips is a distant and hypothetical concept, which in fact it is real. It said the integration of technology within and on the human body is steadily progressing, rising, both exciting possibilities and critical technical questions. So right now we already know right here the key word steady, progressing, rising. We constantly seeing that it's getting ready to be a AI takeover. It's going to be dealing with your biometrics, transhumanism. It's going to be dealing with robotics. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with, face recognition, eye retina scan. A lot of these things are coming into play. Social credit score, dealing with what universal basic income. All these things going to tie in together. The Internet of Bodies, transhumanism, massing man with machine. Also, the in conclusion is that what grain of rice, the mark of the beast. The Lord said, anyone that received this mark will have to suffer the second death, which in fact is the lake of fire. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So now, let's get a quick precept. I have one quick video, but we're going to get this quick precept here. It says Matthew chapter 24 and verse 21. Matthew 24 and verse 21 says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. So it's going to come a time that is going to be far greater that you have ever seen before, and it'll never ever come again. It's called the hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble. It is at the door. So that's reading NLT. It said, for there will be greater anguish than at any time since the world began, and it will never be so great again. So one thing about it, we're in this what you call the beginning of sorrow, the birth pain. We're in a transition of power, and the Lord is causing these things to happen because the Lord is getting ready to usher in the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So verse 22, Matthew chapter 24 verse 22 says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be short. So one thing about it, now we're seeing that time is constantly speeding up. Things is constantly accelerate because the Lord is shortening the day for what the elect say, because we already knowing that this the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath, and the Lord is speeding up time. The Lord is getting ready to bring this nightmare to an end. We knowing that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is getting ready to use his sword, his military, his technology. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, will be no flesh saved alive, because he will kill everything, including himself. But the Lord said his hands will not be able to perform his enterprise. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is the coming days. So I have one short video, and after the video, we'll start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Do you have your mark? You get 70% off your first purchase.
Is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you,
there you go. Total control. That's what it's all about. That's what Esau wants. Remember, Esau has a God complex. Okay, Ezekiel, the 28th chapter, he wants total control, because he feels that he is God. And they can get total control through this RFID chip, through this electronic device.
People stop being fucking stupid, man. That's right. When they crash this economy, man, this is going to be the new currency, man. Right. You're going to have to put your right hand and your forehead out to go ahead and buy and sell in this economy, man. All right? Are you going to sell your soul to Satan, or are you going to get your head fucking chopped off, man? Right. That's the choices that's coming in these days, man. Right. You can laugh and scoff, talk all the shit you want in your mind, but the Lord going to judge your ass, man. Right. All right? This is a serious matter, man. It ain't no more time to be playing around with your people, man. Right.
So now let's start today's video. Start today's lesson. So we see it right now that these things are coming full circle. These things are coming reality. So now let's start here first in Habakkuk chapter 2. We go straight to the point. The man of the Lord goes over these things left and right because, you have been well warned. So let's start at the top at verse 1. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1 said, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So one thing about the men of the Lord, we are standing on our watch, and we'll stand on fire for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Now about we seeing what the Lord, what the scriptures are saying. We seeing through the spirit that we're here. One thing about it, you'll measure the time diligently. We are standing on the watchtower. The Lord has set up watchmen to warn you of all these impending dangers that are fast approaching. And one thing about it, it's time to watch, pray, and return to your true power while you still have time. And one thing about it, we're seeing right now, the Lord is constantly, is speaking. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. We constantly seeing these things left and right. Prophetic signs of the times are here. Verse 2 said, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table, that he may run that readeth. So one thing about it is that, that's where we at right now. Hey, we writing, we seeing right now the visions. We were making it plain upon table. We constantly prophesying the right message. We giving it to you. The truth is being declared left and right, whether you will hear or whether you will for bear. One thing about it, is some, what if some don't believe? We really don't give a damn. The Lord is making it plain. And one thing about it, only the elect will get it. And one thing about it, verse 3 said, for the vision is yet for appointed time, the signs of the time, the prophecies, they're right before our eyes said, but at the end he shall speak and not lie. So it's not lying anymore. It's coming full circle. Now reality is setting in. The truth is right in front of your face. It's being declared left and right. It's flourishing right now. You know what I'm saying? It said, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So right now, we're seeing that, it's not prolonging anymore. It's picking up. You know what I'm saying? Even though the Lord said he is long suffering, but one thing about it, we know that eventually that it will come to pass. So right now it's not tearing. It's speaking loud and clear. At the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. It shall surely come. So we are here right now, at these coming days, the hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble. The devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. The MOTB is getting ready to be implemented left and right. It's getting ready to be mandatory. It's getting ready to be a global event. And one thing about it, you're getting ready to make a decision. You make the wrong decision, you'll have to suffer that second death, which in fact is the lake of fire. Do not take it. Trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. So now, let's go here to Revelation chapter 13, because, man, this is spot on. Let's go here. Revelation chapter 13, we'll start at verse 15. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. And it says here, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and call that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So out about it, we already know that image is what? Is this system, the new world order. And out of that beast is the revised Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? There's no new thing under the sun. Anyone that would not worship the image of the beast or be a part of this system, a part of their plan, of their agenda, or this total control, they said should be killed. You know, that's why they have these guillotines into place right now. If you do not accept, you will be hauled off to one of these facilities, these concentration camps, these FEMA camps, these guillotines. The list go on and on. It's already in the place. You know what I'm saying? The stage is set. All things are ready. It says here, and one thing about it is going to be a global event. You know, there's no one is going to escape this. It's going to happen left and right. You know, and also, you know, we already know about the WHO, the WEF, all these things they're putting into place. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had power to give life to the image of the beast. That's where we at right now. You know, we have this cruel law over you know, DJ Donald Trump, which in fact we think that he is through the spirit Nero reincarnation. You know, so but one thing about it, the Lord is calling these things to happen. The Lord is in perfect control. Verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or in his forehead. So one thing about it, so it's coming upon that time. Everyone is going to have to make a decision. It's going to be mandatory, you know, whereby you accept this mark, this charagma. We're going to go into the word mark in a minute. It says it should go into your right hand or your forehead, that grain of rice, the RFD microchip, all this Neuralink, which in fact is that brain's computer interface, you know, that, you know, will make you the internet of bodies. So now let's go into this word mark. Let's go into the interstellar of the word mark. Let's go into that right quick. So one thing about it is that the mental law, we constantly bringing it to you. We constantly telling you left and right. And a lot of our people right now, you know, can't get right. You know what I'm saying? they're in for a rude awakening. So it's right here, G5480. Let's go here. It says here, charagma. Let's get that right quick.
Strong's G5480. Charagma. Charagma.
So it says here, a stamp and imprinted mark. It says here, of the mark stamp of the forehead of the right hand, or the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. But we know that there are many Antichrists. You know what I'm saying? If you do not believe, then you are an Antichrist. If you're still hollering about white man Jesus, then you are a Antichrist. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that the Lord loves everyone can be saved, you are a Antichrist. See, so you know, this right here, they're talking about one man is going to be able to, you know, that's false. That's a false doctrine. So let's go right here. It says adulterous image. You know what I'm saying? So it's really idolatry. You know what I'm saying? It's a badge of servitude. Let's get this right here, the strong definition. It says here, a scratch, etching, stamp as a badge of servitude. You know what I'm saying? So one thing about it, that's what he wants you to do. He wants to put this inside of you. You put it like that to make you bow down to his system, you know, to his way of doing things. But if you do, you will totally destroy that badge of servitude. It's that grain of rice, the RFD microchip. So now let's go into the etymology of Charax. Let's get this one right quick here. G5482. Let's get this one right quick. Charax. It says here.
Strong's G5482. Charax. Charax.
Yeah, Charax. Charax. It's a pail or stake or pastel. You know what I'm saying? It says here a pastel or rampart. So basically this is the applicator or the syringe or needle that they use to perform that procedure, you know, medical procedure to go under your skin. We'll put it like that. So this is where we at right now. So this is going to be a physical mark, not a spiritual mark. It's going to be a physical mark that it is going to go inside of you. We'll put it like that. We don't want to go too deep. But now we're seeing that these things are here, man. We are right at it. So let's go into this one right here, the etymology here, G1125. Let's get this one right quick. Let's see, will it open up? That's right here, grapple. So grapple is going into the internet of things, transmitting data, receiving, transmitting, these type of things. It says to write. It says here, this is here, grapple. It says here.
Strong's G1125. Grapho.
It says here.
Grapho.
Grapho. It said to write with reference to the form of letters. You know, that's going into that data, transmitting, receiving. You know what I'm saying? The internet of bodies, transhumanism, all these things are coming into play. So the men of the Lord, we're spot on. We constantly warning you left and right of all these impending dangers. You know, see right there, information to write. She said to write to one. Said by writing in a written epistle. Said to give information. See, that's what it's going down into, information. Direction, a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying? So you have all, Lord put all these things out here, you know what I'm saying? The men of the Lord to break it down to you. So he's making it plain upon table, so it will not be no excuse. So let's read this once again. It's in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, the charagma, in his right hand or in his forehead, the RFD microchip, the Neuralink, these lying wonders. We're coming upon this technology, transhumanism, biometrics. These things are here. Robotics, AI. These things are coming upon us. It's coming full circle. And he says here, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, talking about this system. So you will not be able to buy or sell. You will not be able to be a part of society. You will not be able to do anything. So these are life-changing events. Everyone is going to have to decide whose side they're on, whether you're on Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai side, or you on the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, want to be a part of his system, and you will be totally destroyed. It's broken reed. And one thing about it, if a man lean, if a man trust, you will be totally destroyed. Let's read verse 18. It said, here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast. So one thing about who has the understanding, the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, which in fact is the elect. You know, so we're not ignorant of Satan's device. Count the number of the beast. Said, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 600, 3 scores and 6. 666, going to tri-star stigma, that badge of servitude. You know what I'm saying? We already know about back in the ancient time, they branded their soldiers with this tri-star stigma. It had that tattoo on it. So this man is getting ready to brand you and mark you and patent you, you know what I'm saying, of one of his petrol slaves. But he's in for a rude awakening. This man will total control, surveillance, tracking. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be like the Most High, but he in for a rude awakening. So now, let's go here to 1 Thessalonians. Let's get those from here. Second Thessalonians. We're going straight to the point. 2 Thessalonians, and we'll start up at let's go straight to the point here. Let's start up here at verse 9. It said, even him who is coming is after the workings of Satan with all powers and signs and lying wonders. And not about who is coming is after the workings of Satan. Who is the physical counterpart of Satan, which in fact is the modern day so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of with these signs and lying wonders. So you read in the NLT, it says here, this man will come to do the work of Satan, the so-called white man, with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. So he gonna use this counterfeit technology. He gonna use this grain of rice. You know what I'm saying? These signs and lying wonders. You'll be able to walk again. You'll be immortal. You'll be strong again. You'll be able to see again. You'll be able to think clearer. You'll be just like the Most High. So the signs and lying miracles. And a lot of people gonna do this right here. He said, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So a lot of people, they're gonna fall right in line with this deception, these lies and deception that this man is bringing forth, these counterfeit power, signs, and miracles. Verse 11 said, and for this cause the Almighty shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. So that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. The Lord said he will choose your delusion, your troubles, your anxiety, your adversity. The Lord is going to do this thing because what? You did not trust and believe him. When the Lord called, you did not answer. You are going to be totally destroyed. Verse 12 said, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasures in unrighteousness. So one thing about it, these 2/3, also the heathen nation, you're going to be judged because you have pleasures in unrighteousness. And the Lord is getting ready to bring forth judgment like we have never seen before. So now let's go here to Revelation chapter 14. We get one more and we close out. Revelation chapter 14. We get this one where here, it's if you take it, you will have to suffer the second death. And the second death is the lake of fire, which in fact is Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? This place is going to become a lake of fire by those IBCM missiles, this nuclear holocaust, thermonuclear exchange that's getting ready to happen right before our eye. We're already seeing that what's going on in the Middle East. Things are constantly picking up. And also, the Ezekiel chapter 38 war is lining up like clockwork. Joel chapter 2, Joel chapter 3. Hey, man, read it because we're here. Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9, it said, and the third angel followed him. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive the mark in his forehead or in his hand. So being a part of this system, you receive this technology, you receive this grain of rice, you receive this noodling, and this is what is going to happen. It says here, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of the Almighty, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, all righteous anger, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Verse 11 says, and the smoke of their torment has ascended up forever and forever, and they had no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark in his name. Amen. We're here. Verse 12 says, here is the patience of the saints, and here are they that keep the commandments of the Almighty and the faith of Yahushua HaMashiach. So right here is that you would have to suffer that second death if you comply, if you submit. You're going to be trodden underfoot, and the Lord is going to destroy you. All you unbelievers, all you one that's constantly scoffing and mock, constantly turning your back on Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, you get ready to suffer this second death, and we cannot wait. And one thing about it, we're here, and this is another punishment for wearing this device. Let's go here to Revelation chapter 16 and verse, see what verse this is, verse 2. Revelation chapter 16 and verse 2, it said, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a newsome sore, a newsome and grievous sore, Salaki, upon the men which had the mark or the charagma of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So let's read this once again. Revelation chapter 16 and verse 2, he said, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a newsome and grievous sore upon the men which had the charagma, or the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So at some particular time from having this type of technology under your skin, it's going to cause a grievous sore, a cancerous sore that will not heal. But that is punishment from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, judgment from the Lord. And one thing about it, man, we're here. These things are coming reality. So now let's go to our last and final script. Let's go to Revelation chapter 3. We'll close out here. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, that hour of testing. We are so very close, man. We are so very excited. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So one thing about the Lord is going to keep you, protect you from that hour of temptation, that hour of testing, because what? You persevere, you suffer, you endure, and the Lord is going to remember your works, and the Lord is going to sustain you. The Lord is going to what? Provide for you in those times of trouble. So one thing about it, all we must do is constantly what? Trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. The Lord is going to save us from that hour of temptation, the hour of testing, the hour of technology. This man is getting ready to come down with great wrath. This man is getting ready to bring forth this MOTB, this new digital society, trying to mess a man with machine. But the Lord already said his hands will not be able to perform his enterprise. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is the coming days. So I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Rikak Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.